If you want to know how to become a better 2K player, more specifically a better 2K24 player, you have come to the right place. I have 7 tips for you guys that I guarantee will make you a better player if you use them. We're not going to waste any time. We're going to get right into it. Just do me a favor, drop a like on the video, sub to the channel if you're new, and make sure you stick around for the entire video because the last tip I'm going to give you guys might be the most important one of them all. Now, the first tip I have for you guys is kind of like a 2-in-1. Turn off your jump shot meter and stop using feel to time your jump shot. For the past 2Ks, there have been different jump shot timings in the game, meaning that if you rely on feel, you're not always going to be timing your jump shot the same because sometimes your jump shot is slower, faster, sometimes it's the regular timing. Now in 2K23, you could get away with it because the green windows were a little bit bigger, but this year they are very small. So you have to find the visual cue on your jump shot that you can look at and know every time when you get to that point on your jump shot, you let it go right away and it will turn green. For me, it's when the ball gets to my player's forehead, but it's going to be a little bit different for everybody depending on your jump shot and what visual release cue you use. If you were wondering, I use set point. Now with all the different timings in the game, you're still going to mistime some jump shots, and like I mentioned earlier, the green window is much smaller this year, but it's important to know where on your jump shot you let go of extra squares so you can green as many shots as possible. Well, how do I find the release point on my jump shot? That leads me into tip number 2. Every time you get on, just take 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes is all. Go into the Gatorade facility, mess around, warm up your dribble moves, warm up your jump shot. Find the release points on all the different shots you want to shoot, whether it's just standstill jump shots, fadeaways, pull-ups, setbacks, side steps, spin jumpers. I promise, if you just take 5 minutes every time you get on, maybe while you're waiting for your other friends to get online, whatever it may be, to go into the Gatorade facility, practice your dribble moves, practice getting that visual cue timing on your jump shot down, you will be a better player. It will change the way you play. I guarantee it. The next tip I got for y'all is to make sure not only you have a good build, but that you have the right build. Now, really quick, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that thumbs up button because this isn't even a build video, but I just dropped y'all a fire 6-6 build. With that being said, I would recommend anytime before you make a build, you go and at least check out other YouTubers' builds who are similar to the build that you want to make. Whether it's my build video or somebody else's, just give the video a look. Those are the people whose literal job is to know how to make good builds. Then after you look at the build, don't be afraid to tweak it to your liking. Tweak it to your playstyle. You have to play with a build that fits your playstyle. Now, I would recommend listening to the YouTuber's video so they can actually break down why they did what they did with the attributes so you know that information before you go in and start tweaking things. The key takeaway here is that you have a build that fits your playstyle where there's no wasted attributes. Now, tip number 4 I got for y'all is to play competition. That doesn't mean you have to wager or play in tournaments against the best 5v5 Pro-Am teams or 2K leaguers or anything like that. Just don't be one of those people that checks the other team's 2K card to determine if you're going to get on the spots and play them because you don't want to take a loss and ruin your record. Especially this year with how 2K resets your record after every season, so it doesn't even matter if you lose. The only way you'll ever truly get better at this game is if you play people who are good. I personally don't play 3v3 Pro-Am to prove that I'm good or anything. I just play it because it gives a lot of VC. But there are people out there who won't play the game mode because it's a lot better competition than 3v3 in the park. How are you going to say that you want to get better at the game and then be too scared to play people that are just as good or maybe even better than you? Just play who's in front of you. Don't go around the park, ducking games because, oh, they're on a 3-game or a 10-game or a 20-game streak, whatever. Go to the open court. It's not like you have a 0% chance of winning anyways. So pull up, play the good teams, and plus, if you beat sweats, the game is 100 times more fun anyways than if you beat up on some bums. The 5th tip I got for y'all is to stay disciplined on defense. Now, I shouldn't have to say too much here because y'all should know the basics of defense. Don't be going for a home run play every time. Don't be reaching at everything, trying to get in every passing lane and reaching yourself out of plays. Stay on your feet 90% of the time. Knowing when to jump is something that comes with practice. But like I said, just be disciplined. Don't be doing anything stupid. Just stay in front of your man. Good things will happen. You will get more stops. You will win more games. And that's not to say you should never go for steals or blocks because you definitely should, especially if your build has those attributes to get those things. But the time to do those things is not the majority of defensive possessions. Going for steals and blocks all the time will get you cooked, I promise. The next tip I got for y'all is to have a go-to move. Now, don't just only use your go-to move or you'll be clamped, but have a go-to move. Matter of fact, have 2 or 3 of them. Notice how in these next 2 clips, I'm doing the same move. I'm just going into my sidestep in a different direction. Now, like I said, don't just only use your go-to move. You should be able to move out of every position, but sometimes when you just need to set up your defender, have a move you can go to. Look at how I'm doing the same thing right here, just in the other direction. Now, I don't always go to a sidestep out of this go-to move, but I'll show you guys in this tutorial right here. I will link this video in the description. The different things that I do out of it, I give you guys a hand cam tutorial on how to do it. Now, this last tip I got for y'all might be the most important one of them all. Get out of your own head. I would say almost 90% of people on this game are struggling to shoot, and when it first came out, I was struggling myself. But the thing I think that helped me the most was understanding I can green every shot. In previous 2Ks, you would get full bars, which is where even if you time the shot right, sometimes 2K's RNG would not let you green the shot. And that would happen more and more often the more difficult the shot was, the lower your 3-point rating was, the lower your stamina was, the worse your badges were. whatever it may be, which could have you second guessing your build, your jump shot, your ability to time your jump shot. But this year, even though the green windows are much smaller, I know that the ball is in my court. I am in control. And as long as I time my jump shot precisely, I can hit whatever shot I want. Once I realized that, I became an infinitely better shooter. Just keep on shooting. Don't be discouraged by your misses. With that being said, that's all I got for y'all today. Hopefully you got a little bit better by watching this video. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you guys watching. God bless, and I'll catch you in the next one.